How do I define mediumship? First of all, mediumship was created long before I ever learned it. There are a lot of people whose shoulders that we're standing on. There were also, sadly, a lot of fakes whose shoulders that we're standing on. So when someone defines mediumship, which again has been defined for decades, it is a vocation. It is something that you do. It isn't something that, if I'm just going to sit here and have a conversation with my mother, that's just me talking to spirit. That isn't mediumship per se, because I'm not doing it for anyone but myself. So mediumship is when you have a sitter, and you have a dead person, and you have a medium, and you create this triangle, and the medium is basically the middle, right? So it goes from spirit through the medium to the sitter. The sitter validates the information. So if I am just talking to my mom, there's no one between us to validate the information. It isn't mediumship as mediumship is defined. Mediumship is defined as something that you do. You have a sitter, you have a dead person, and you have a reader, the medium. And that is, hold on. So there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I've been a medium since I was 5 years old. No, you haven't. Maybe you were talking to spirit, maybe you weren't. I've been seeing spirit since I was 3. Does that mean I've been a medium since I was 3? No, it doesn't, because there was no sitter. There was no validation. There were no messages. There was no evidence. There was no shared memories. Me as a 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old, me just giving people, I see your dad's old Chevy. That still doesn't rise to the level of mediumship. That rises to the level of a kid who has just a natural ability, which again, we all do, because we can all be mediums, we can all be psychics, and we can all be animal communicators. The level, again, we can all play piano, but Mozart is up here because he did it 24/7, 365. If I played piano, I'd be way, way, way down here, right? So the level to which you play piano, the level to which you perform mediumship, really depends on how much you put yourself into it, how much you invest, how much you develop, how much you practice. So going back to defining mediumship, you've got people on here going, I've been a medium since I was 5. No, you haven't. None of us have been anything since we were 5 other than human beings. Being a medium is a vocation. It is a professional job title. It is something that people who take it very seriously understand the history of it and present themselves as a business person, as opposed to some of these wackaloons who are on TikTok. There's another gal I watched not too long ago. She's like, I've been channeling for 30 years, and she's like barely 30. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Channeling is when you slip into a trance. Think Edgar Cayce. Go Google Edgar Cayce. He channeled. Shamans channel. People that Bashar on here, whether I think he's real or not is not the point. He's claiming to be channeling. Channeling is when you talk to a spirit guide. Mediumship is when you talk to someone who is a human and you get evidence that you can validate. These are 2 different modalities. And we, unfortunately, TikTok has allowed anyone with an iPhone to come on here and spout nonsense about mediumship, about being psychic, about tarot, about everything, really. I mean, it's not like this niche is the only one where the BS is, right? There's a lot of people on here that don't know the basic definitions of words, and that's too bad. But you're educating yourself, and thank you for asking the question. And in that educating yourself, you're able to realize and kind of level up your discernment. You're going to level up who you listen to. You're going to level up the kind of the bullshit that you take in, right? Use your own intuition. If you're scrolling through here and you're like, ooh, that felt fake, it probably was, right? So anyways, there you go. That is how I define mediumship, which has already been defined. I guess maybe I should say that's the definition that I'm working from. You have a sitter, you have a medium, and you have a dead person. And the conversation that is facilitated between the dead person and the medium must produce evidence to the sitter that the sitter can validate in order for this to be an actual mediumship reading. There you go.